Good afternoon, everyone. This is another wonderful day. We are the Better Health Green Health Farm. So today we have visited our chairman, Avocado Cooperative Society of Uganda, Mr. Patrick Kaija. We came to his farm to do some light pruning and to see the condition of the trees, but we are really impressed by seeing what's really going on. Okay, Mr. Chairman, you are really welcome. Maybe introduce yourself first, and from there we proceed.
My name is Patrick Kaija. I'm a married man with children. My wife is Barbara Kaija, working with Vision Group. Our children are now on their own. We are back to where we started. I'm retired. I took an early retirement.
Yes.
I retired in 2003. Yes. And one of the things I've eventually launched out to do is farming. On commercial level. The COVID year found me in that process of trying to settle in farming. So I had plenty of time alone on the farm, cut off from my family, which was in Kampala. And I took time to study what was going on around the world, and I discovered the avocado. And I'm glad that came along my path, and that's what I'm building seriously here. So this is called Better Health Green Fruit Center.
Now, Chairman, maybe you give us a small brief concerning what really motivated you to venture into us, despite the fact you have said that you really studied and you did whatever. What really motivated you, sir?
What drove my decision at that time, I saw a YouTube recording of a former teacher in Kenya who retired when he had a coffee plantation. Along the way, he had some challenges with coffee, and he decided to cut down his coffee plantation. And I'm not telling you to cut your coffee plantation. What I would say is add on. Get another area, plant avocado. But this guy cut down his coffee plantation and replaced it with avocado. He was giving this interview 5 years down the line, and was talking of how he was easily paying school fees of his children at university. Anytime they would come for whatever they wanted, he would just go to the account and pay. That inspired me.
What are the challenges have you got since you started the year 2020? You are saying within 2020 since you started. Have you seen some challenges along the way? And
sure, Ibrahim. Plenty of challenge. The first one was capital. I didn't have money seated there waiting for me to find ideas. When I found the idea, the first challenge was the capital. So I ran to my bankers. And the first banker tossed me around, promising I'll give. Then I lost 3 months in the promises. Nothing happened. Only discovered at the end of the journey, they had not even submitted my papers to the board that was handling the credit issues. So I moved away from that bank, which I will not name because they can see your recording. So I moved away to another bank. I didn't have an account with this bank, but I had known about these people. I'll not mention their name because I'm not yet promote there will be an opportunity to promote you guys. So I moved to this bank, and I was impressed the way they received me, the way they quickly opened the bank account. Within no time, without having saved for 6 months, blah, blah, all those requirements, they had already organized for me access through Bank of Uganda to the Agricultural Credit Finance Facility. So I was able to start this orchard on that facility. I was also able to get a tractor with all its equipment, implements, to help me do the initial plowing and whatever follows. The same tractor will actually be doing the slashing to maintain the orchards. And plus a lot of other work it's doing around, also generating some income to support the ongoing project. That was one of the major challenges. There were other challenges. I didn't know the agronomy around the avocado. I didn't know where to start. So I went on a search. And in the process, I came across Avocare.
What advice do you have for those farmers who are really willing to help and to plant, but still they are really scared of saying that maybe it takes, this is a long-term investment and the rest? What kind of an advice do you have for them?
Yes, there's a question I had to answer. I compared avocado to the other trees that many people are planting. Uganda was used to eucalyptus trees, pine trees, those kinds of trees. And already there was talk going around that they deplete the soils, they are not friendly, and termites attack the pine. So many things they were talking about. And then I looked at the avocado, which I could harvest within 2.5 to 3 years.
Yes.
The other trees required you to wait a little longer.
Yeah, sure.
And then you'd have to cut down the entire tree,
Yes.
and then wait for it to regerminate afresh. For us, I don't cut down the tree. 2.5 years, I'm harvesting fruits. I'm going to start eating of these fruits. I'm not just going to harvest and sell. I can also eat of those fruits.
Yes.
The benefits were attractive, being health benefits,
yeah.
very beneficial in many different ways.
Yes.
Yeah, as you discover when you go on YouTube, on internet, just do a search on Hass Avocado. You'll be amazed
Yes.
how good Hass Avocado is.
Yes.
It is also a tree, so when you talk about environmental management, reforestation, it's also there.
Yeah.
So I saw myself hitting so many birds with one stone,
yeah.
planting a Hass Avocado tree. And I'm calling upon the youth in your young age, do start planting this Hass Avocado. Even if it's just a plot of land, I'm told in Kenya, they plant on plots.
On plots, only 10
Plots
trees,
of, 10 trees, 20 trees, and they get a lot of money. So you can buy a small piece of land and start from there and keep expanding it. Over time, you find you have plenty of land planted with Hass Avocado. Yeah. So I would encourage whoever can, please, plant Hass Avocado.
Most of the farmers keep on comparing us with vanilla, with the moringa and the rest. What kind of advice do you have over that?
Yes, I also checked that out on YouTube and on the internet. I did quite a lot of research, and I discovered that with Hass Avocado, the difference here is the market comes to you. People come to you to ask, do you have this quantity? When you're not even ready. Already I'm experiencing it. That time I hadn't. But I believed it because I saw a lot of that information on the net. I looked at several reports that have been deposited on the internet and the trend, looking at the analysis, the reports that were coming out. There is an organization in the US called the Hass Avocado Board. Their duty is to promote Hass Avocado, and they track the statistics. They track how much has been produced, how much has come from which country, to what extent are they growing new trees. So they track all that information. And I discovered that whereas there are more people, more countries planting Hass Avocado, the rate at which the demand is growing supersedes the supply. For the last 10 years, as of 2020, I was looking back at 2010, yeah, and from that time to 2020, the rate at which supply was growing was lower than the rate at which demand was growing. Why? Because this is a health-related fruit.
It's true.
People are discovering that with Hass Avocado, they can be able to avoid a lot of lifestyle diseases. Yeah, things like diabetes, hypertension, blah, blah, the related ones. Yeah, and you find Hass Avocado, avocado is actually being used in a lot of medicines. So that was an assurance to me, the market is there. Then it left me with one question, which I can go straight ahead to address. The question was, how do I access that market without a broker? That I say openly, without a broker. Because I had an experience with coffee. I grew up with my grandfather growing coffee and depending a lot on coffee. But each time we would get to market his coffee, there were these brokers who would come and toss him around. Someone comes and says, harvest all of it, I'll take it. He harvests. After harvesting, they come and say, sorry, we have already filled our orders. We can't take yours today. So he keeps it for some time. Sometimes they would return and say, most of the time they would send another broker around the corner to come and say, me, I'm offering you so much. And the guy would end up selling at peanuts. So how do we avoid such a situation with Hass Avocado? How did I answer the question? I started mobilizing the cooperative, the Uganda Avocado Farmers Cooperative. And we have moved a great way. I thank God people believed in me. At that time I was alone. It was COVID, a COVID year. We were not communicating. We were not physically meeting. We were communicating online, and I was reaching out to as many groups as I could through the WhatsApp platform, Facebook. People began sending me money, paying membership. Some of them didn't even know me, had never met me, but they believed my story. So they began paying membership, they paid for shares. We reached a number of about 100 people before we held the first meeting. Then we came together and appointed the steering committee. They appointed me the steering, the chairman of the steering committee, and that's what I've been doing since that time up to now, and I'm still doing that role. And we continue the process of building the cooperative. And we are calling upon everybody, you are out there, you're not yet part of the cooperative. Better become a part of this cooperative. We are going miles. We are ready to go as slow as is required, but patient enough to develop a formidable cooperative that will benefit the farmer, that will maximize what the farmer takes back home. That is our commitment. The farmer must be able to see the fruit of his sweat. Yeah. So the market is assured, is guaranteed, because it's there, it's looking for us, and we are creating the path to that market without a broker. Brokers can come in form of exporters. Brokers can come in form of those who are processing the fruit into oil. So they buy from you, they go and process and sell at a higher price, but leaving you peanuts. We are trying to get rid of the peanuts and get real value for the farmer.
We know that we have a lot of retirees outside there, but they are almost getting their benefit through NSSF and the rest, but they don't know where to invest it. Another thing, you have talked about the issues of most of them are not even in cooperative. What can you really tell them so that they can get assured that they are not burying their money? You have assured us one thing, if they become a member of cooperative, it means that we are much secured along the way.
Yeah, let me start by explaining the nature of a cooperative, by comparing it a bit with an association or any other kind of entity that you can talk about, whether it's a private company or whatever. A cooperative by nature works for the members. It is not profit-driven, it is goodwill-driven to benefit the members who have come together to form that cooperative. So even if the cooperative buys inputs and sells them at a little added increased price to survive as a cooperative, and then ends up making huge profits, at the end of the year, the cooperative will come back to members and say, you have these dividends because we are profitable. Whereas any other entity will not do that for the clients. They'll come buy from you and take. Once they've taken, it's theirs. Whatever profit they make, you're not part of the equation. You are out. Your end was done, you were paid off. The peanuts were sufficient for you. But in this case, you also come back later and say, now cooperative, I'm a member, buy my fruits. We say, yes, we are more than ready to take your fruits. We have a market in wherever. Yeah, the market could be, we are going to add value. And that's our major drive. Add value, sell value added as avocado products. We don't want to be exporting to others raw avocados. No, we don't want to export jobs to others. We want to add value and export for higher benefit to the farmer. Look here. This is a digression, but a necessary digression. Uganda has a demand of 480,000 metric tons of vegetable oil every single year. We import 400,000 metric tons. We only produce 80,000 metric tons. With all those companies you know about that are doing oil production, we need to produce more vegetable oils. So the more vegetable oil processors we have, the better. Because that means, one, you have employed more people in Uganda. Yeah, you've given jobs to people. You've retained the jobs in the country. You've not sent them abroad, because those people are also going to process oils and send them back to Uganda at a higher price. Why should we import what was originally from Uganda? Because when you export raw Hass avocado, somebody in New Zealand is going to process the oils and export back to Uganda. So you have exported the value to New Zealand. Exactly. So we want to retain that value here. So we are patient enough. We are building the foundation of the avocado cooperative to be strong enough to carry the inputs to the farmer at a lower price, work with the farmer that journey, supplying agronomic services. We have teamed up with Avocare. We've been working with Avocare since inception. Thank you, Ibrahim, with your team for standing with Avocop. So we are working together, building that capacity in the farmer to be able to produce the high quality Hass avocados that are expected out there. And even if we process oils, we want to process oils from Hass avocados that are of high quality. So that we can be able to benefit this farmer who is actually in production. Back to the question you asked.
Yes.
You have retirees out there. People are looking forward to take their NSSF. Where do you put your money? Why do you go to reinvent the wheel? We've done the research for you. We have documented evidence. The reports are there with us. Just link up with us. We'll share with you what we have discovered, and you cut your journey short. Your decision making will be quickened, because we are showing you the data of what has been happening in this industry. For the last 10 years, the trend has been positive. The market is growing. Yes, suppliers are increasing, but the rate at which the market is growing and the suppliers are growing, the difference is 13%. I need to give the statistics. 13%, that gap ensures that the market will always be there. The demand is huge. Yeah, so join us. Let's walk the journey together. You've been employed, you are a civil servant, you are with NGOs, wherever you were, you are in the military, whatever you are doing. We have agronomists on the ground to support you, to educate you, to transfer their skills to you, because it benefits them when you succeed. They don't benefit when you fail. When you provide the best product in the marketplace and the market is not cut off like we've had in our neighboring countries, it means they'll continue earning. We'll also continue earning. So come join the bandwagon. The train is gaining momentum.
Our last discussion for today. What kind of information or what kind of advice do you have to the government? What should government do in order to promote us avocado? And for us to, you say that the difference is between 13%. How should we fill that gap by the help of the government?
NADS, you've done a great thing. The greatest part of it, and that's what I want to begin, you did not give it for free. You've provided seedlings to farmers, but at a small fee. That fee generates ownership. The farmer feels that this is my thing. I must benefit from it, and they take good care of the seedlings. We are grateful for that. But you need to go a little further. Don't stop at just giving seedlings. Walk the journey of agronomic support. Walk the journey of even getting into the markets. Be part of that journey all the way. Maif, we call upon you to help us get certification, the certifications we need. You cannot just wait for us to come to your labs to prove that we meet the requirements. You need to come down to the ground and teach us how to certify those requirements, how to meet the standards. Yeah, you need to work with us. Come, be felt on the ground. Don't just be heard. Be felt on the ground. We don't feel you. We need you on the ground. Policies that will encourage production of value-added products more than raw material production or export. Yeah, government is doing good and we are happy. Yeah, government is very interested in seeing investment in value addition, but let's see you in action. Let's feel you on the ground. Thank you so much for that, because I believe you respond positively.
You have been seeing these crops are very delicate, and another thing, the standard in international market concerning the residue levels.
Yes.
What do you have to say about the counterfeit products in the market?
Again, we come back to MAIF, because it's the role of MAIF really to ensure that what is out there for farmers to use on their orchards is up to standard, is not fake, okay, and it's not unlisted.
Yes, it's true.
Because on the list you'll find there are products that are not permitted to be used.
Yes, like
so we need those trainings. So government can help us on those. Finance the access to that information. So farmers who may not be willing or may not see the need to spend on training can benefit from those trainings. It is by exposure to the international standards that the government will be able to ensure high quality production from these orchards. And that need must have been met yesterday. Yeah, we don't have the time. Then we have fake products on the market. Government, please come out strongly. Help us and control those fake products out in the market so that we can access a product that will do what is promised that will do. Farmers in the avocado industry, please do not use products unless you really must use them. As much as possible, try to help the plant to fight on its own. Where there are pests and they are getting out of control, the agronomist will advise you how much and at what time to apply the pesticide, the fungicide. Apply it to the level that is required. Don't make the orchard so used to chemicals, because then you go beyond the required levels, the admitted levels. There is a maximum residue level you shouldn't supersede. Always go for the minimum of the maximum recommended. The minimum of the maximum recommended. That's the way to get it right. But exposure, government, exposure. Thank you.
It has been a very wonderful discussion with the Chairman Avocado Cooperative Society. I think you will learn more, and actually you have heard what he's saying. We are here to help and to make sure that every member has enrolled into Cooperative, and you have heard the benefits of Cooperative. This is at the Orchards. Thank you so much and have a wonderful afternoon.